In the endless chase for perfection, some stars have crossed a line, leaving behind the very charm that once made them unforgettable. Over time, faces once adored on red carpets have become almost unrecognizable, stretched, altered, and stripped of their natural warmth. In this video, we take a closer look at celebrities whose drastic transformations shocked fans and raised one burning question: what happened? From overdone fillers to botched facelifts and cosmetic choices that simply went too far. Each story is a reminder of how fragile the line between enhancement and excess can be. Because in the world of fame and beauty, sometimes less truly is more. Linda Evangelista, one of the most legendary supermodels of the 1990s, appeared on more than 700 magazine covers and helped shape an era of luxury fashion. Renowned for her ageless beauty and striking presence on the catwalk, Linda stunned admirers in recent years when she resurfaced with visible alterations to her looks, changes she later described as a harsh disfigurement. In a candid public statement, Linda disclosed that her transformation was caused by a rare reaction to a non-surgical treatment known as cool sculpting. Marketed as a fast and effortless method to remove persistent fat without surgery or recovery time, cool sculpting has risen in fame, particularly among individuals pursuing gentle body contouring. Drawn by its promise, Linda underwent 7 sessions between 2015 and 2016. But instead of reducing fat, the procedure resulted in firm, expanding lumps on her chin, bra area, and thighs. The impacted regions became numb and visibly misshapen. Physicians later diagnosed her with paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, an uncommon side effect that affects fewer than 1% of cool sculpting users. This condition makes fat cells enlarge rather than shrink and cannot be corrected through dieting or exercise. In response, Linda filed a $50 million lawsuit against the parent company Zeltique Aesthetics Inc., citing psychological suffering and loss of income. Although the physical and emotional impact has been immense, her choice to speak out openly has resonated deeply with many, especially mature women, grappling with issues of aging and self-image. Her experience serves as a striking reminder that even treatments promoted as harmless and straightforward carry potential dangers. Linda's openness adds dignity and awareness to a discussion too often concealed behind polished advertisements and edited photos. Jessica Alves, once known as Rodrigo Alves, is a Brazilian-British television figure whose remarkable transformation journey has fascinated and challenged societal views of gender and beauty. Born on July 30, 1983 in São Paulo, Brazil, Jessica was brought up by a Brazilian mother and a British father, Roosevelt Alves. Her father's family had strong roots in Brazil, having migrated from Europe in the 1940s and establishing their livelihood through farming commerce and property businesses. From an early age, Jessica recognized her femininity, often finding joy in playing with Barbie dolls gifted by her grandfather. Although designated male at birth, she continuously expressed her gender identity through wearing feminine clothing and openly embracing her authentic self. Jessica's belief in gender diversity has shaped her life as she continues to challenge strict concepts of masculinity and femininity. During her teenage years, she experienced a natural hormonal imbalance that caused elevated estrogen levels and the growth of breast tissue. While this made her feel more in tune with her identity, it also exposed her to ridicule and exclusion. Instead of withdrawing, Jessica chose empowerment. Throughout the years, she has undergone more than 100 aesthetic enhancements, 51 of which were major surgeries with a financial cost surpassing $650,000 as of 2018. These included several rhinoplasty operations that unfortunately resulted in a permanent loss of her sense of smell. Despite the physical strain, Jessica remains steadfast in her pursuit of self-expression and authenticity. Today, Jessica Alves stands as a symbol of resilience, defying social conventions with elegance and bravery. Her journey inspires others to live genuinely, even when the path is long and full of challenges. Carol Bryan's story is a sobering testament that the quest for beauty can come with a heartbreaking price. At the age of 47, Carol, like many women hoping for a rejuvenated look, turned to cosmetic fillers in 2009. However, what she assumed would be a simple enhancement quickly descended into a devastating nightmare. Without her knowledge, the injections contained a dangerous combination of substances, including silicone, which were applied to her forehead and cheeks. The outcome was severe facial deformity, swelling distortion, and a total loss of her recognizable features. As her appearance deteriorated, Carol's life fell into chaos. Despite numerous efforts to repair the harm, her condition worsened, leaving her isolated and emotionally broken. At her lowest point, she withdrew from society, confiding only in her daughter while struggling with thoughts of ending her life. In 2013, desperate for answers, she sought assistance from a craniofacial expert. Although she underwent major surgery, the operation tragically caused irreversible damage to her optic nerve, leaving her blind in one eye. Over the next several years, Carol endured further reconstructive surgeries, including skin grafts and a partial facial transplant. Now, in her late 50s, she lives with permanent physical and emotional scars. She has spoken candidly about her struggles with self-worth and the deep loneliness that followed, especially as her hopes for companionship faded. For many older Americans who might consider cosmetic enhancements, Carol's experience stands as a powerful warning. It emphasizes the importance of thorough research, qualified professionals, and realistic expectations. Her journey also calls for stronger oversight and public awareness about the dangers linked to aesthetic procedures. In an era where youth and flawlessness are heavily idealized, her message reminds us of the importance of self-acceptance and the risks of pursuing perfection at any price. Mickey Rourke's story stands out in the realm of celebrity cosmetic surgery, not as a warning about vanity, but as an intensely personal journey shaped by physical hardship. Unlike many in Hollywood who turned to aesthetic procedures to resist aging, Rourke's operations were driven by necessity. In the 1990s, after years of success in film, he returned to his lifelong passion, boxing. His shift from the screen to the ring wasn't a publicity move. It was the revival of a dream he had cherished since childhood. As an amateur boxer during the 1960s and 1970s, Rourke achieved 12 straight knockouts, a remarkable accomplishment that showcased his innate skill. He later went professional and stayed undefeated across 8 matches, winning 6 by knockout and drawing twice. But the physical impact was brutal. He endured numerous facial injuries, including 2 broken noses, a crushed cheekbone, a split tongue, and even temporary memory loss. To repair the damage, Rourke underwent several reconstructive surgeries. At first, these procedures were intended to restore his normal appearance and facial function. However, dissatisfaction with the outcomes led to further operations, 5 on his nose alone, and at least 1 on his cheekbone. Sadly, the cumulative result left him looking vastly different from the heartthrob audiences once adored. In a rare moment of honesty, Rourke later confessed that one of his deepest regrets was selecting the wrong surgeon for such vital procedures. For many older Americans, his experience serves as a powerful reminder that even well-meant medical treatments can bring unforeseen consequences. His journey resonates not merely as a celebrity transformation, but as a story of endurance, remorse, and the lasting impact of choices made under physical and emotional strain. It reminds us all of the critical importance of selecting medical specialists wisely, whether for health restoration or appearance. Sharon Osbourne, a well-known figure to many, thanks to her honesty and decades in the public eye, has always been transparent about her experiences with cosmetic surgery. Throughout the years, she has undergone multiple procedures from facelifts and laser treatments to chemical peels and aesthetic corrections. However, after a particularly upsetting incident in 2021 at the age of 70, she decided to close this chapter of her life. That final operation, a facelift lasting 5.5 hours, left her not with the rejuvenation she desired, but with profound regret. In her own words, She said she looked like a cyclops, a remark blending her trademark humor with genuine vulnerability. One of her eyes appeared noticeably different from the other, a detail that unsettled her enough to confront her surgeon directly. The physical discomfort and emotional strain from that procedure led her to reflect on aging risk and self-acceptance. "Time isn't on my side," she confessed, acknowledging that she no longer saw the benefit in continuing invasive enhancements. In her 2013 memoir, Unbreakable, Sharon had previously spoken candidly about her long relationship with plastic surgery. She described her approach as one of constant refinements, resurfacing treatments, concealing methods, and anything that helped her feel camera-ready. But now her perspective has shifted from maintenance to mindfulness. For many older Americans, Sharon's transformation speaks volumes in a culture that too often glorifies youth. Above all, her decision to stop chasing perfection through surgery is both relatable and admirable. Her story reminds us that aging is not a flaw to be fixed, but a journey to be respected. And sometimes knowing when to stop is the most empowering choice of all. Katie Price, the British model and television personality once celebrated for her natural beauty, has become one of the most discussed figures in the realm of cosmetic transformation. Unlike many stars who hesitate to acknowledge plastic surgery, Katie has always been boldly transparent about her decisions. Now 45, she confidently embraces her changing appearance, stating she has no regrets and will continue to do whatever makes her happy. Her journey began in 1999 when she had her first major enhancement, increasing her bust size from 32B to 32D and reshaping her nose. At that time, she was still establishing herself as a glamour model. By 2006, her appearance had already taken on a noticeably more artificial look, and by 2011, Katie had fully embraced what she referred to as her plastic persona. Over the years, her transformations have become increasingly dramatic. In 2016, she chose fuller lips and a more refined, smooth facial texture. Just 2 years later, at the National Television Awards, fans were astonished by how drastically she had changed, with some claiming she was almost unrecognizable. Since 2019, Katie has reportedly undergone yearly breast augmentations, with each implant estimated to weigh about 4.4 pounds. That degree of surgical modification has raised concern among cosmetic experts, some warning that such frequent and extreme alterations could lead to long-term health complications. One surgeon publicly voiced concern over the sheer number of procedures, suggesting that moderation seems often neglected in Katie's case. While Katie continues to speak candidly and confidently about her evolving look, her story remains controversial. For longtime fans who have followed her career since the late 90s, her transformation is both captivating and cautionary, a vivid reminder of how far the pursuit of perfection can go and the potential price it may demand. Priscilla Presley, recognized not only as the former spouse of Elvis Presley, but also as a successful entrepreneur and cultural figure, has long been a topic of speculation regarding cosmetic surgery. However, despite continuous public curiosity, Priscilla has remained quiet about the details, neither confirming nor refuting any procedures. This sense of secrecy has only intensified discussion, especially as visible changes in her appearance have appeared over the years. Several medical experts, though never having personally treated her, have publicly shared their assessments based on photographs. Dr. Dave David commented that excessive cheek fillers might have restricted her ability to completely open her eyes. Likewise, Dr. Anthony Yone, a renowned plastic surgeon, suggested evidence of a facelift. Others have pointed to possible laser resurfacing or additional dermatological treatments that could have left lasting effects on her skin's texture. One of the most troubling aspects of Priscilla's cosmetic history involves an alleged encounter with Dr. Daniel Serrano, an unlicensed practitioner who falsely claimed his injectable formulas were superior to Botox. In truth, he was using industrial-grade silicone, a material designed for machinery, not the human body. This hazardous substance is notorious for causing serious medical issues and facial deformities. Serrano operated covertly at exclusive Hollywood parties before eventually being exposed and sentenced. For older Americans who may be contemplating cosmetic procedures, Priscilla's experience is far more than celebrity gossip. It serves as a warning. It reminds us that in the pursuit of beauty, safety and authenticity should always come first. The temptation of a youthful appearance should never outweigh the importance of seeking only licensed, trustworthy medical professionals. Even legendary figures like Priscilla Presley are not immune to the risks. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button for more fascinating stories. See you in the next video.